Howdy everyone, I'm back at it again. We're out here in North Dakota today. We're gonna try this little lake for some largemouth bass. Got a couple buddies here with me today. Got Jacob, aka Jagged Tooth Tackle, and John A over there, getting his tackle all set up. Just about ready to go. We're gonna finish getting our kayaks all loaded up and we'll head out there and see what we can catch. Well, I paddled straight across to the calm side of the lake over here. I've got two rods set up. I've got the good old black and blue jig on one and a Booyah blade spinnerbait on the other. I think I'm going to start out with that spinnerbait. Never fished this lake before. It's a good lure to cover some water with. Hoping we can find some bass out here today. I've been itching to do some bass fishing. I've caught a few while targeting crappie in Minnesota, but in that state, bass fishing is still off limits. Can't target bass, walleye, or pike for a couple more weeks still. So I've been looking forward to the fishing opener over in that state. Luckily here in North Dakota, the season is continuous. I'm just gonna throw that spinnerbait up along the shoreline up there. The sun's kind of shining down on this side. There might be some fish up shallow. I'm sitting in about 12 feet of water right here though, so you can cover a little variety of depth here. Nothing yet. I'm still just working my way along the shoreline here. I'm getting up to the north end of the lake here, where it kind of splits off into two arms and it gets a little bit narrow. It's a little bit more shallow, so I'm hoping the water temp might be a degree or two warmer up here. Maybe this is where all the fish will be hanging out. There are a bunch of geese and ducks swimming around up here, so it's always a good sign. Usually where you see a bunch of them, they're chasing bait. If there's bait, there should be fish. Oh, there we go. I just went to twitch that jig. I had a fish pick it up. This is a nice bass too. Come on up here. Oh yeah. Well, I like to see that. Just getting into this bay, I hooked into a monster largemouth. Wow, look at that. I just went to give that jig a little pop there, and there was tension on my line. Oh man. Oh. It feels good to hold on to one of those again. Jeez, that is a beast. All right, I had to grab a couple quick pictures with that fish. There's one more look at her. Let's send her on her way. I think right about there is where I tossed that jig when I caught that one. The water is definitely getting warmer back here though. I mean, I'm barely into this bay and it's already a full degree warmer. And I got another fish on. Not quite as big as that first one, but decent fish. Look at that very next cast. I think we found him. That is awesome because I worked my way across about half the lake here, didn't even get a bite, so. I was just thinking, fingers crossed they're up here in this bay. Let's see if we can go 3 casts in a row. So I'm just throwing a 3/8 ounce black and blue swim jig. I've got a Reaction Innovations Smalley Beaver 3.5 for a trailer on that guy. I'm going to work my way to the back end of this bay, and then I'll turn around and get that wind to my back. Well, I've been fishing my way around these 2 bays the last couple hours, and I haven't had any action at all. Kind of surprised. I thought I figured them out when I caught those 2 on back-to-back casts right when I pulled into this bay, but nothing since then. I went and tried the other one. I tried the area between the 2. It's kind of a 7-foot deep flat in between the 2 bays. Not a bite. I paddled out to the main part of the lake too and talked to John. I guess him and Jacob haven't had much luck. I think Jacob caught a couple of perch, but that's about it. I figured I'd paddle back here to the edge of this bay. It's pretty shallow back here, but that sun's been shining all day. It's about 50 degrees, the water temp right now, so I thought it might be worth coming back here and seeing if I could see any fish, which I didn't. So I think I'm going to keep fishing my way back out of this bay. I might drop anchor where I caught those 2 fish earlier. I was kind of looking at that spot as I was working my way back into here. It's got some decent depth there, and there were a few rocks scattered along the bottom. So we'll probably stop back there and drop anchor, maybe give another half an hour, and then it'll probably be time to head out of here. This wind is supposed to keep picking up this afternoon, and I'm going to try to get off the lake before I get blown off it. Yeah, I've been throwing that spinner bait around a little bit today too. No action on that. Both those fish were on that 3/8 ounce black and blue jig. Good old black and blue jig. That thing never lets me down. Yeah, even if we don't catch anything else out here today, I'm still going to consider this a successful trip. That one bass was a nice one. Probably a good 4.5 pounder. And being I'd never fished this lake before, and with the water temperature in the high 40s to about 50 tops out here so far today, I was kind of half expecting to get skunked anyway, so to get the smell of some bass on my hands, that makes me happy. Well, I hate to say it, but I think I'm stumped. I spent the last few hours out here. I fished that whole bay, the other bay over here, and pretty much this whole area between. The water temp is about 3 degrees warmer over in this area than the rest of the lake, so I can't imagine the bass would be going to town feeding anywhere else out here. That wind has picked up quite a bit, so I don't know, that might have shut off the bite. Doesn't look bad here because I'm kind of sheltered, but if I get out into the open, I gotta hold on to my hat. It's getting pretty bad, so I think I'm gonna call it quits, paddle back to my truck before I get blown off the lake out here. Hey, it's been a fun day though. I found a couple. I really wasn't expecting to catch a 4-pound bass out here today, so I am pretty happy about that. It's always fun fishing a new lake too. And I do like this little lake. I'll definitely be coming back here this summer. Hopefully once the water warms up a bit, we can get on a good topwater bite out here. I think that's about it for this one. I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys did too. Thanks for coming along with me again. I'll see you next time.